I thought I was a pretty normal kid. I thought that I had a pretty normal life. In high school, I started partying like most high schoolers do, at least I thought, and nothing seemed out of ordinary, really. I got a scholarship to go to college for sports and found myself in a room where I began to use a little cocaine. I always drank, thought that was normal because it was legal and fine and everybody did it. But this was a new thing for me, and ultimately my life really quickly spiraled out of control with that. So I knew I had a problem with that right away. Within a year, life changed dramatically. I quit school. I got kicked out of my house because my parents were tired of it. And my solution was to join the military to get away from all my influences that were taking me down the wrong path. So went into the Army. In basic training, you're not allowed to do anything, so I figured I was healed. And the minute I got to AIT, which is the schooling, as soon as you got some freedom, started drinking. And very shortly thereafter, my drill sergeant recommended that I go see if I had a problem. I was extremely angry at him, figured he was singling me out, picking on me. Why am I the only one getting this treatment? So I went through all their hoops, knew in my heart they got the wrong person. I am not any of what they're saying. Got my little certificate and said I will never do that again. So fast forward a couple marriages later, I'm living in a beautiful home. I have what most people would say is a dream life. I didn't have to work, raising 4 kids, home mom, volunteering with the Boy Scouts, all kinds of things like that. And I was incredibly miserable in life. And I remember calling my uncle one day and telling him, I feel like I'm standing in a pit of quicksand and I'm dying a little every day, and there is not one thing I can grab onto. Not long after that, my uncle had cancer and he was dying, so that was a good excuse for me to get away for a minute. I went to see him with family, and my uncle, I should note that I hadn't drank for 5 years, so I really thought I was used as I wanted to use when I wanted to use. So my uncle offered me a beer. 5 years I hadn't had one. I thought, wow, that sounds really good. And the next thing I know, I was living in my car. I never went home. I left my family. I'm sitting at a counselor's office at the VA asking, how did I even get here? So it took another 3 years or 4 maybe of being gone from my family to one day find myself in the room of AA. And I say find myself there because I would never consciously go there. Somehow I ended up there. I found out later how, but in this first meeting, the only thing that stuck out to me, because I still really didn't think I belonged there, but I was tired, I was exhausted, I was defeated, hopeless, just over it, exhausted. And so I thought, for the first time, these people seem to understand my crazy, like they seem to get it. And that is the only reason I went back. I was there maybe a week. A friend of mine invited me over to dinner. I usually drink with this friend, so I thought, well, I can go have a couple glasses of wine, and I can do that because I've got control. And so I went to her house and I drank 2 glasses of wine, and I went home and I thought, see, I did that. But everybody went to bed and the bottle was still sitting on the counter, And I thought, well, I might as well finish that. I mean, it's 11 o'clock at night. Why not? Why? I don't know. Because it's there. So I started taking a little more serious this idea that maybe I don't have control. But I was really not convicted in my heart